complete to the extent known and was sent to the Trenton Times and Trentonian newspapers, posted on the first floor bulletin board in City Hall, filed in the city clerk's office, and posted on the City of Trenton website. Formal action will be taken. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Present.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Present.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Present.
Councilwoman Gonzalez will be available, has indicated she will be available momentarily virtually. We'll wait for her. Councilman Harrison. Councilwoman Williams.
Presently presented.
Thank you. Vice President Williams, I apologize. And Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Present.
Thank you very much. Myself, Brandon Garcia, Municipal Clerk, present. Mr. Edward Kaloji, Legislative Counsel. Present. And City Attorney Wes Bridges. Thank you very much. And Madam President, at this time, if you'd like, I could read the invocation. Almighty God, who holds the fate of man and nation, we most humbly beseech thee to bless this, our city, these deliberations, and these thy servants, that they may act with wisdom and understanding for the good of our community and thy greater glory. Amen.
Amen.
And Madam President, at this time, I will check with you to see if we have any recognitions. And
No,
I don't
sir,
believe we do
we
at
do
this
not.
time. So Madam President, if you'll indulge me for one moment, I just want to congratulate my colleague to my side here, Mr. Jorge Osoria, for completing an internship recently. And that was with go ahead, sir.
With the Center of Hispanic Policy Research and Development.
Center of Hispanic Policy and Research Development. He was able to do that and also maintain duties within the city clerk's office and keep us up to speed. So I thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Madam President, and we can move on as you wish.
Let's proceed, please.
Certainly. At this time, it brings us to public comment for agenda items only. If there are any individuals who have public comment, this is for agenda items only. Please do come forward. And if I could have the clipboard for public comment agenda items only. Thank you, Hillary. I have two individuals listed, Madam President. I assume we will have 5 minutes for each individual. Thank you. You'll have 5 minutes for each individual. You may address any item on the docket that you wish. And the council, please do understand the council is not obligated to respond.
That's fine. My name is Paul Shore, 425 Greenwood Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey.
And Mr. Shore, I'll stop you for a moment because as I understand it, did you require a visual aid? I know there was a requirement.
Only for the public comment later.
We have that available for you. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
No problem. Go right ahead.
My comments are very simple. They're related to the fact that on the docket, you have listed probably 40 lawsuits, which are part of what the city has been obligated to respond to. And my question is, on the docket, can the public ever be informed as to what is the nature of those lawsuits? And the reason I ask is because we have a civic association, and they have raised Hamilton Avenue Civic Association, and we're formulating their how they respond to the city council. And they have a lot of questions about trees and sidewalks. So trip and fall is something that they're concerned with, and they're concerned with their obligations as well as the city's obligations with respect to trees. And I will leave it at that we're looking for council to somehow enable residents to know if the lawsuits that are pending are related to trip and fall, or if they're related to parks or they're related to other issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Forgive me, I'm going to give this my best shot. Is this Unicer? Pain? Oh, man. I'm sorry? Porpa? Porpa. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Go right ahead, ma'am.
Thank you, Council. Good evening. My name is Eunice Payne Pogba. I'm here for the ordinance of 20.028, 27 Fall Street. We are from the Trenton Professional Old Timers, which is a nonprofit organization. We have been in Trenton for 30 years, which is also called Teapot in common. And Teapot have proudly served the city of Trenton since early wave of African immigrants from made Trenton their home. Our organization has worked to meet the needs of families through mentorship, education, charity, outreach, youth development, and community service. Today, our membership has increased. Individuals have we have diverse background, nationality, all united by the common committee to serve the state of Trenton. We have an organization background, initiate the school back to school program, support immigrants.
Sorry, ma'am. I apologize. Don't mean to stop you and interrupt you, but is this in reference to a specific docket item?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And this docket item is on 27 South Street.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I didn't want to stop you if you weren't finished with the comment yet, though. I just wanted to make sure that it was for the docket. If you had anything else, please, additional, please. I don't mean to stop you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was just because I wanted to finish with what I
That's
had.
that's
3 minutes. Okay.
3 minutes. That's entirely my fault. I apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry also. Okay. Council members, we have come today as an organization which is in Trenton, and we have come here in full. Can every TPA member please put their hand up in here? We just need a building that will able to enable us to carry on our organization, because we are part of the Trenton public. Our children need this building for schooling. Like they come home, we don't have no back to school program for them. We want to help in our community because we have been with this community forever, more than 30 years, as I said earlier. So as we go about our daily activities, we need a building for Trenton, for our community. We are speaking on behalf of the immigrant of Trenton right now. We need a building. And as we come to see the building that is on Fell Street, we have gone there and we make sure that we look at it. We have every means to get this street. So it will be our biggest appreciation to the council to okay this building for us. It will not only be used for Liberians, it's going to be used for the entire Trenton. We are looking at our community. Our kids are growing up. We don't want them to leave our community. So we want to bring them into our society. Even if they graduate, they can come back and say, this is where we started. They all are in public school. So this will help them up. So for our council member, you have considered today is more than a transferring of a building. It is an opportunity to empower the organization with a proof record of service to continue giving back to Trenton, to the city of Trenton. For over 30 years, TIPA has served the community without permanent home. We have been going from home to have our meetings. Now we want a permanent home. Today, we respectfully ask for the opportunity to build one, not for ourselves, but for the people of Trenton. Thank you for your time, and we pray that you're here to our response.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, we may proceed. Mm-hmm.
And Madam President, at this time, if you want to ask for a motion to approve the minutes of, I believe that is May 19th.
Yes, may we have a motion to approve minutes for May 19th?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
We do not have Councilwoman Gonzalez. Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And Madam President, at this time, if you want to approve, ask for a motion to approve communications, petitions, and reports.
May we have a motion to approve communications, petitions, and reports?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. And at this time, move to old business. Ordinance 26-046, ordinance establishing this matter's been pulled. We arrive at ordinance 26046 has been pulled by council. Ordinance 26-66, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 241 3rd Street, 114 to 118 Schenck Street, and 111 to 119 Temple Street, and identified on the city tax map as block 11603, lots 1, 2, and 9 through 13, pursuant to NJSA 481213C, to Vessel Technologies and Bridgepoint Development LLC for the sale price of $33,560.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes,
Councilwoman Gonzalez is not on the call, correct?
correct.
Who is
She just entered. Okay.
is that her with the noise in the background? Can we mute that?
I'm not sure what that voice is actually.
Can we
You know
mute?
what that might be? No, that was the timer being done and continuing to run.
Thank you.
It's a timer alarm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Continue, Mr. Garcia. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Where am I? Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance? Ordinance 26-066. Hearing none, seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee. Councilwoman Gonzalez. Understood. We'll move on to Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
And is Councilwoman Gonzalez available yet? Okay, motion carried. Ordinance 26-72, ordinance amending ordinance 25-074, authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 900 Indiana Avenue and identifying the city tax map as block 23903, lot 21, pursuant to NJSA 481213C to Sherwood and Mary Brown for the sale price of $25,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Understood. Moving on, Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-075, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 116 Home Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 17301, lot 15, pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Ulysses Hernandez for the sale price of $8,675. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Thank
it's
you.
not working.
Thank you. Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-76, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 438 West Hanover Street, identified on the city tax map as Block 2302, Lot 21, pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Santa Correa for the sale price of $3,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Gonzalez?
Yes,
Thank you. Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-077, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 1523 South Clinton Avenue and identified on the city tax map as Block 20102, Lot 10, pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Samuel Marmolejos Santana for the sale price of $16,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
yes,
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-078, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 60 Laurel Avenue and identified on city tax map as Block 6306, Lot 61, pursuant to NJSA 40A-1213C to Jennifer Zemina Barbosa Castro for the sale price of $20,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
yes,
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-079, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 272 Walnut Avenue and 409 Walnut Avenue, and identified on the city tax map as Block 26402, Lot 26, and Block 27301, Lot 32, pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Diego Barrios for the sale price of $17,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
yes,
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-80, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 682 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and identified on the city tax map as Block 8502, Lot 21, pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Ahmed Kamara for the sale price of $45,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-081. Ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 130 Chambers Street and identified on the city tax map as block 27602, lots 23, 24, 25, and 26 pursuant to NJSA 40A-1213C to Riot Associates for the sale price of $28,800. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to resolutions at this time, Madam President, are there any resolutions?
Mr. Garcia, what about 26082?
I'm sorry?
26082?
082, I will move to now. Did I lose? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss one? I apologize.
Correct.
26, excuse me, ordinance 26-082. Ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 1047 South Broad Street and identified on the city tax map as block 17901, lot 12 pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Yanni Vasquez for the sale price of $1,000. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you, Madam President.
Welcome.
On to resolutions. Again, Madam President, if there are any items that you wish to extract for questions or from a potential consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Is anybody have any questions for any of the resolutions on the docket? Seeing none, Mr. Garcia, please proceed for a consent agenda.
Certainly. On one moment, please. I just want to make sure I have
Council
everything here.
President,
Yes, Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I know we didn't, are we including the communications and petitions on the agenda?
We
Or we
did
already
that
did that?
already. We
Okay, I
did.
probably missed that, but
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes, Councilwoman Edwards.
I do have one question.
Yes.
26-298.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right, I believe that is it. Councilwoman Edwards, 26298, that is for Department Administration.
Paul Harris, Parks and Recreation Director. Hello.
Hello.
Director.
Good evening, Director. I just have a couple of questions about the American Rescue Plan funds. Do you mind just briefly explaining what the reallocation is, and then I'll get into.
So this isn't a reallocation. This is pulling this resolution because it's duplicitous, because there was two resolutions passed basically for the same amount of money, $100,000. So this is just wiping the record of that. Council approved two resolutions related to murals, one for $100,000 for Trenton Waterworks, one for $100,000 for the Department of Recreation. So the Department of Recreation is using our $100,000 for murals throughout the city. This one can't be used because it should never been passed, basically.
Okay.
Cleaning up the books, essentially.
Okay, thank you for that. So what is the intention of the $100,000 for this resolution?
No, there's no intention at all because
So-
it doesn't, we're canceling that. Once you vote, it doesn't exist anymore on our books, essentially. Does that make sense?
So is the money still available or is it spent on something else?
No, what I'm saying is it should have never been presented, essentially.
Right. So do we have any unspent funds or unallocated funds from the American Rescue Plan?
Every dollar for the American Rescue Plan has been allocated, yes.
It's all been allocated.
It's been allocated.
So this is you said duplicative.
Yes.
Here is saying that it's a reallocation of $100,000 in the American Rescue Plan Act funds previously authorized for the Trenton Museum Society to the City of Trenton Department of Recreation, Natural Resources, and Culture. So every dollar of this is already allocated somewhere else, and we're just
Yes. So the way this
correcting
works is after December 31st, 2024, in order to reallocate any ARP funds, there'd be a resolution essentially canceling it, and then you would see another one reallocating it. There's only one on this docket. You're canceling it. Just like when we did the Ellerslie one, you had one canceling it and then one reappropriating it. You don't have anything on the docket reappropriating these funds.
That's what my line of question is. So will this be reappropriated elsewhere, or is it already accounted for?
It's already accounted for, is what I'm saying. Yes, originally accounted for. It's duplicitous.
Okay, thank you. That's all the questions I had.
Director Harris, I just have a follow-up on that. Then should the title of this resolution be changed because it's misleading?
So the administration is going to pull this resolution.
You're going to pull it
Yes, it needs to be pulled, and it can be
rather than amended?
we can.
I mean, if we can amend it so that the verbiage is accurate, then it doesn't need to be pulled. But if the administration wants to pull it, then, that is to your discretion at this point. It's simply the verbiage in the title.
I don't believe it's necessary. Jim Beach, Chief of Staff. I don't believe it's necessary, Council President. So I think the administration is just going to pull it
To pull it rather than amend it. Okay.
because I think the transaction has already taken place. And so it's
So it's a
duplicative of an
redundant
earlier.
resolution.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Exactly. Thank
All
you.
right. Is that understood? Okay. All right. Mr. Garcia, can you please note that 26290 is being pulled by the administration?
Noted, thank you. And with that in mind, Madam President.
Council President,
Ooh.
Yes, Councilman Feliciano.
I'm sorry. So just to be clear, they're taking it, the other resolution, the 24,566, and then, hold on, authorizing the reallocation of the money. Right, so it's saying here that you took the money, you said, never mind for that, for the historical part, and then you put it back into recreation department, and then you already used it to install public art around the city somewhere?
So think of a ledger. Think of debits and credits.
Okay.
Okay. This is an extra debit that needs to be removed from the books because you have two debits. You've done this with your housing ordinances. This is just an extra thing that shouldn't have passed in 2024 when we passed it. So what's happening now is a comprehensive review of all resolutions that were passed for ARP and financials is being done. So when there is an audit, everything's correct. This is an extra ordinance. There's a separate ordinance that you passed for murals, $100,000 that's being used. For example, at Rutherford Avenue Playground, Leon Rainbow did that. There's Unity Parks coming up in other places. So that's what this is. It should have never made the docket because I was, and we apologize for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Director. Mr. Garcia, we may now proceed for consent agenda mitigating resolution number 26298, which has been pulled by the administration.
Thank you, Madam President. If you want to ask for a motion to approve a consent agenda, I'm sorry, if you want to ask for a motion to approve a consent agenda consisting of resolutions 20.
Sorry, Mr. Garcia, I apologize. We are going into executive session at some point for 26-300. Please omit that from
I'm sorry,
agenda 26-300.
26-300. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman Frisbee.
So you said it for, I'm sorry, you said executive session?
It needs, yes, we're going in executive session for that 26-300 that needs to be
Okay.
omitted from a consent.
So we're going to have that for roll call then?
Correct.
Thank you.
Once we come out of
Okay,
executive
so in
session.
that case, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve a consent agenda consisting of resolutions 26-289, 26-230, 331, 260, 290, 291, 292, 293, 294, 295, 296, 298 has been pulled by administration. 301, 302, 330, 303, 304, 305, 306, 239, 307, 308, 309, 310, 311, 312, 313, 314, 315, 316, 317, 318, 319, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324, 325, 326, 327, 328, and 329.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Council President,
Councilwoman Feliciano.
is the one, and maybe I missed it, the one about the Senior Citizen Advisory Council?
We'll address that.
Thank you. I apologize. We do have the walk-on resolution, 333. And that is in front of you, Council. That is for,
Wait, Mr. Garcia, can we just proceed with this consent agenda and then we can do that?
Certainly.
We've already called it. Thank you.
and I believe we're at roll call. Councilwoman Edwards?
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Harrison?
Yes.
Vice President Williams?
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg?
Yes.
Motion carried.
So, Mr. Garcia, we do have a walk-on resolution for 26-333. Do any members
Yes.
of council have any questions with regard to this resolution?
Just to announce the resolution for the public, the walk-on resolution is resolution appointing Judy Osternick as a member for the Senior Advisory Council to fill an unexpired term. And that term will be ending, expiring December 31st, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Seeing no questions, we may proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. If you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes,
Motion carried. Thank you.
thank you.
On the ordinances for first reading and introduction. Ordinance 26-058, an ordinance repealing and replacing chapter 146, article, I'm sorry, my Roman numerals are bad. What's that? 8, thank you. Titled Motion Picture and Television Permits and creating a new chapter titled Filming. Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
I didn't get a copy of that one.
Okay.
Can you come back to me? Because
Certainly.
I'll look in my, thank you. Come back to me, please, for the vote.
Certainly. Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kevinberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Motion carried. Ordinance 26-074, ordinance establishing the imminent hazard property stabilization, enforcement, and redevelopment program for vacant, abandoned, tax foreclosed, and deteriorated properties in the city of Trenton.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
this one is being pulled by Councilwoman Gonzalez, I believe.
I'm sorry, this is
This
being
one was
pulled.
pulled by Councilwoman Gonzalez.
No, Council President, no, it was the first one you already did.
Oh, I apologize. Okay, apologies.
We pulled, that was 046, if I'm correct, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Ordinance 26-074, ordinance establishing the imminent hazard property stabilization, enforcement, and redevelopment program for vacant, abandoned, tax foreclosed, and deteriorated properties in the city of Trenton.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
so, second,
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kevinberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-083, ordinance approving the amendment of the pilot agreement between the City of Trenton and Sunrise Trenton Urban Renewal LLC.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kevinberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-84, ordinance amending ordinance 25-042, authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 16 East Burn Avenue and identifying the city tax map as block 21504, lot 13 pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Jack M. Condi for the sale price of $5,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kevinberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-085, ordinance authorizing the lease of city-owned property located at 27 Fell Street pursuant to NJSA 48-1214C to the Trenton Professional Old Timers Association.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kevinberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-086, ordinance amending and supplementing, that's Rule 16 of Chapter 8316 of the Trenton Municipal Code. For some reason, I'm having a brain fart today.
May we have a
Madam
motion?
President.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have questions. Excuse me. 086. This is the one discussing a cap of 90 minutes for public comments. Okay. I have asked just for minutes to be pulled since 2020 of council meetings. And it appears that the general gist of the meetings in the last couple of years, since we've been on council, have been an average of about 3 hours. Our longest meeting in 2026 was 4 hours and 3 minutes when we had the Resistencia people here protesting. We had a 4 hour and 37-minute meeting in 2025. We had a 3 hour and 46 meeting in 2024 and a 5 hour, 11-minute meeting in 2023. I don't think that there's been enough long meetings, especially in our term, for us to have to cap the amount of time that the public gets to speak.
Council President.
Council Vice President Williams.
Thank you, ma'am. While I, am agreeable to trying to not have any unnecessary time in our meetings, I agree with you what you just stated regarding timing of our meetings and how long they take, but also I am very reticent to try to cap the amount of free speech that we offer at a council meeting, and the availability of constituents, stakeholders to be able to seek redress from the government and be able to tell us what their thoughts are on the city. And while I totally respect bringing forth this ordinance, I have serious concerns and would not be able to vote for it for that reason.
Madam President,
Yes, Councilwoman Frisbee.
I'll digress to the last one.
Council President?
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you. So it's not uncommon in certain cases for there to be like a cap on public comments. Like at the school board, they have a cap of X amount of minutes, when the people speak and everything like that. But then it goes on to say each speaker shall state their name and will only be allowed a total of 3 minutes to it. Huh?
That was supposed to be 5.
Oh, it's still 5. Okay, thank you. Okay. So the thing is, I'm not necessarily opposed to a cap, but it's at the discretion of the council president to be able to weigh in and reduce time and everything like that. I think in listening to the two of you and where you were coming from, Council President and Council Vice President, I think that, and while I understand where you're coming from, Councilwoman Frisbee, and I appreciate that, I think that the Council President should be able to weigh in and determine if there's a limited amount of time due to the number of people that would be present, and just be able to make that determination themselves on it. But I'm glad to see that it's not 3 minutes, that it is the 5 minutes on it. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Before Councilwoman Frisbee speaks, yes, there were amendments that were supposed to have been made ahead of this meeting. It was not going to be 3 minutes. It's going to be 5. These are things that Councilwoman Frisbee and I spoke about, and we reiterated that information for changes. So thank you for that. And there's another change that we have to discuss in the next ordinance as well, but that was not made.
Madam President, there should have been a trailing document in the invite with the changes, at least for 86 in there. I know afterwards, yes, we had 87 as well, and the strikers to be done, but I believe 86 was accurately revised.
Thank you for that, Mr. Garcia. I know we sat down together to work through that, so thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, so it was changed in the trailing document just for reference, and that's what went out to the public. So, okay. Councilwoman Frisbee, did you have any comments? No? Councilwoman Edwards?
Thank you. I guess I just wanted to add my 2 cents on this because I see, where we're going with this. Just i.e. one of the meetings where we did have an ordinance on the docket pertaining a certain situation, but then we had public comment for docket items only at the beginning, public comment at the end. And that particular meeting went on for an extensive amount of time where the group of people that came in spoke during the public comment for agenda item only. Then they spoke when the ordinance came up for second reading to give their opinions again. So we had to listen to it all over again with the same exact people. And then at the end of the meeting, there was another public comment for whatever general, inquiries or comments, and they spoke again. So we sat here for hours. So if there's a way without limiting to 90 minutes, where we control that and have better control over that. So if they're coming in, if they're speaking on an ordinance, then that could be saved during that time rather than in the beginning at the agenda item only public comment. Then it just would have flowed a lot better and saved a lot of time and repetition. So it was very duplicative. So I get where we're going with this. 90 minutes, and then coinciding with the next one to eliminate one of the public comment portions. I'm not sure because, CP, to your point earlier, our meetings have not been that long. So I'm kind of a little bit in the middle here with whether we limit this, eliminate one, so I think I need to hear more about the explanation before I can make a decision.
So thank you, Councilwoman Edwards. I just wanted to say, with what you had just said, Councilwoman Frisbee did consider that public comment for agenda items only was added during all of our term here at some point. Councilwoman Frisbee did propose taking that out in 087. So that would not be that duplicative, things in which we can address in the next ordinance. But she did consider that to take that out of the, of our meeting agenda. Yes. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you, Council President. So thank you to the feedback from all of my colleagues that did speak. This ordinance is prepared primarily for us to be productive. There are times when we are having meeting, and a lot of times we don't even have an hour's worth of public comment. But for times when folks come in, and I believe it's to be disruptive, intentionally to be disruptive and repetitive, that is where this would come into play. And I'm willing to put in there to have it at the 90 minutes with an amendment to say that it's subject to change at the discretion of the council president. So there are times when we have a whole group of individuals who want to speak, then the council president gets to say, we're going to extend the time. But in cases where we have folks that are coming here to make a mockery of sorts, of our chambers, that's where this puts an end to that. And so that it gives us better control over what goes on here in our chambers. That's the purpose of this, not to limit the public. We want to hear from everybody, but we do not want to hear from those who come to not even be a part of the solution, but to be a part of a problem. Thank you.
Council President?
Councilman Feliciano.
Thank you for that, Councilwoman Frisbee. So then here's another concern then, right? So to your point, people come in, it's a whole group of people, like the groups we have here tonight. Hey. And, so and let's say all of them sign up to speak during public comment. And then you have little Miss Smith or somebody who wants to speak during public comment. But because now we had 10 people from this group that want to speak, we have 5 people from this group that want to speak, we had another set of people that wanted to speak, and then there's little Miss Smith all the way at the end, who by the time you have dwindled it down, they may have like 60 seconds, and then she has nothing. So I think that, and again, I understand where you're coming from with that, but I think that I think that from your point about the discretion, I think it should just be the council president's discretion overall, which is why it's important when Mr. Garcia gets the clipboard to announce, council president, we have 25 people signed up for public comment, then that person in that minute can think and say, okay, then everybody will have 2 minutes or whatever that looks like, because it could be a whole host of different things that they're going to talk about. I think maybe with your capping principle, if we switched it to like if a certain group came to talk about something, then maybe can we cap that?
So
Like, is there
so I
something with
understand
that?
that,
I
and
get
then-
where you're going.
So even if we said, let's say we have all these beautiful orange shirts back here, and then we have the
Right.
lime green here,
Yeah.
and they all sign up, we would ask for maybe at council's president's discretion, we could say, maybe we'll have 3 to 5 or a representative from there as opposed to the entire group coming. That's where the discretion of the president comes into play. If you have 50 people signed up for public comment, and they're all here to say the same thing, sometimes folks are passing literally a script. They're repeating. But it's now, you can say, all right, we'd like to get XYZ number of representatives that are going to come and speak on your behalf. It's redundant to say the same thing over and over and over again. Their presence, that actually is their representation, that we hear you. It's to say the same thing over and over again. You can have it said 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 individuals, as this incredible organization said they had a representative to come up and speak, as opposed to everybody coming up and speaking. So I'll let council decide on it, but that's just where I am. It is to help the flow. It is to give us better control over our meetings. Because if it's already known ahead of time, then it gives the president to say, you know what, we still want to hear from the rest of these, and we're going to go until we're finished. When Ms. Smith gets up here, let her go ahead and keep going. But otherwise, folks are in anticipation of, we'll be here for 2 hours, we'll be here for 3 hours, and we're going to keep on going. But you would at least have that in play. And that's what this does. It puts it in play. And then whoever is sitting in this president's seat gets to say, no, we're going to not stop at an hour and a half. We're going to keep going. We want to hear everybody, or however you choose to do it. But it at least gives you control initially. Otherwise, it's just everybody comes in with the expectation, and I have not seen us yet cut it off. So that's what this is for. So
Councilwoman, thank you for that. I disagree. I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree. I don't think anybody's voices should be mute, whether they're going to say the same thing and they're representing the same organization or same thoughts or same ideas. I think everybody has a right to get up and speak should that be what they want to do. I think that is kind of pulling from people's rights to vocalize their ideas. I think that what we have in place, and when larger groups have come or we've had a large number of people who signed up for public speaking, we have moved it as a vote of council from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. And I think that works. I don't want, as Councilman Feliciano said, and as concern that I voiced before, I don't want us to get to an end and, a couple of individuals who have sat here for a full 90 minutes now don't get to speak because we have maxed out and now they've sat there and have not been able to voice their concerns. I understand at that point we could probably stretch it into a vote and proceed with public comment. But I think that if we do it on a play-by-play basis, the way that we've been doing it, it has been effective. That's just my opinion at this point. I believe Councilman Harrison wanted to say something.
No, what I was going to say is, if we're going to reduce the time for the public, we should reduce it for us. Shouldn't be no 5.
Correct.
It's going to get 3 minutes. We get 3 minutes.
Correct.
My concern is sometimes we, as a body, sometimes when we're talking about something, we get so passionate that we keep going on. And to me, it seems like it prolongs the meeting, and the people in the community who want to speak are sitting there thinking, when are they going to move on? So that's my concern.
Thank you, Councilman.
Yeah.
Councilman Feliciano.
So can I ask Mr. Kaloji a question?
Sure.
Hey, Mr. K. Is it permissible that if a group comes to talk about an issue, can the council ask for representatives of the group, or is that not legal?
Well, under the Open Public Meetings Act, the council has the power to regulate public comment, not the content so much of public comment, unless, it's profanity or something like that. But it can regulate the duration of speaking, the entire time. I mean,
can
5
we
minutes.
say that if there's like 15 people for one topic,
Right.
can we say that we would allow three representatives to speak?
We could certainly say, like, say there's 8 people to talk about one subject. We say, it might be better for everybody. Would you consider sending one individual up to speak about it? But we can't force that. If they don't want to do it that way, they all want to speak, they have the right to speak. But
So we
have the
can't
right-
say what is this, so we can't say if it's 5 to 10 people, 2 people can come and talk for 5 minutes each, or if there's 15 to 25, only 3, we can't do that.
We can't compel it. We could suggest it.
Okay.
It might be good for everybody.
All right,
But we
thank
do have the power to regulate the number of minutes to speak as well as the overall time for public session. In fact, Trenton does very well. Trenton gives 5 minutes. The vast majority of public bodies, in my experience in New Jersey, both for council, boards of education, it's generally 3 minutes. So
Right,
we're
right.
actually giving a fair amount more than most towns give.
Council President?
Council Vice President.
Thank you. So I say a couple of things, and one in response to Mr. Claude you just said. That's true. There is a general feeling amongst many in the country, many citizens, that there's more and more increasing efforts by local government, state government to limit free speech and response of the citizens. We see that things at the state level with what happened with Oprah request. And I'm just want to make sure I put out there that we should be a little bit reticent. I think one of the great things about Trenton, one of the great things about the city council is that we do give our constituents time to say what their thoughts are and really say them, work them out. And I would be very concerned if we even to match that would limit our own possibilities as council people to make announcements. We don't get newsletters to send to constituents. We don't get to talk about the good things that the city did for our residents. We don't necessarily get to make policy points beyond what comes up in an agenda item. I think that's something very much to consider as we go forward. We are seeing in many states more citizen lawsuits against their local government for limiting free speech. I was at another municipality in the past few months for their meeting, and I was shocked at how severely they limited citizen participation and public comment. And I won't name the municipality, but I'm very proud about how we do it here. Thank you, ma'am.
Madam President?
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you. So, for the record, this is not to silence voters because it's been said at least 4 or 5 times. So this is not silencing anyone's voice. This is for us to take control over our meetings. As you said originally, our meetings don't even generally go that long. So that just simply sets an expectation. The other thing is, as Councilwoman Feliciano was asking Mr. Kaloji about, is not telling them whether or not, if there's a group here, we can request it. And I think that's the better term, that we say we can request a representative or 2 or 3, 4, 5 if you want. We can request that. And again, this does not limit the public comment as long as the council president is in control. And that's what it does. It gives control to the council president. Otherwise, it is not in control. The person sitting in the seat does not have that regulated control. So it gives you that. This is what we are expecting. And if we need to, it allows for other individuals to continue on. But it is at the president's discretion. So again, it is not limited. It is not taking away anyone's voice, because if someone is sitting here and they still want to speak, that's where the president gets to say, I'll allow that. I'll allow every one of them in here, but it's at your discretion.
Council
That's all I
President.
have on that.
Council Vice President.
I just want to make sure, I firmly believe in my heart and in my mind that Councilwoman Frisbee has no intention on limiting anyone's free speech. I was just making my points because there are other places in the nation where it has been done. I don't believe that is the case here, but it's something we want to be careful with and tread lightly, just in case, because we don't want that perception happening amongst our citizens.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Council President?
Yes.
Yeah.
Councilman Harrison.
Again, what I'm concerned is not limited the public. My concern is limiting the action from us. If we're discussing something, we all get our point across. and then keep on moving on the docket. I think the longer we take moving on the docket, it gives the public frustration, and they'll be sitting here 2, 3, how many hours, and then they get up and they want to leave. And I don't want them to leave. I want them to speak. So the more we can move along with the docket, the quicker the public can get up there to speak. Thank you.
So Councilman Harrison, to that point, maybe you can work on an ordinance moving forward where council gets 3 minutes to speak.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Down with that.
I said maybe he could work on an ordinance moving forward where council members get 3 minutes to speak at civic comment. Moving forward. Not to be addressed right now. Yeah. But we can, so Councilman Frizzy, at this point, do you want to proceed with this ordinance as it is? Okay. All right, Mr. Garcia? Do we have a motion to approve?
It's been motioned and second, I believe.
Yes.
So we're at roll call. Councilwoman.
Council President,
Yes,
just to be clear, the thing we vote is 5 minutes, not the one in front of me that say
It is
3.
5 minutes is what was sent before, but with the 90-minute cap for public comment.
And can we just have it amended where it says it's subject to change at the discretion of council president? That's the part in there that I want to just make sure that we put in there.
Where is that at, Councilwoman?
No, I'm saying I'd like to add in
add
there that it is subject to change at the discretion of council president. At the pleasure of council president.
Council President,
Mr. Kaluji?
what we've been doing is because the 5-minute period was adopted as part of the rules of council, and because the council is also subject to Robert's Rules of Order in an appropriate situation where there are many, many people and we have to kind of limit it, council would take a vote to basically suspend the rule to amend it to 3 minutes. Now, you can change that and just leave it to the discretion of the council president, or you can retain that rule where somebody would have to make a motion based on the volume of people we have here tonight. We're going to amend it to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I believe at this point, when there have been large quantities of individuals who want to give public comments, we have, made a motion to amend 5 minutes to 3 minutes, and that has worked. So it's a situational piece. So I think we all agree that we want to keep public comment at 5 minutes at this time, correct? Okay. Okay. Mr. Garcia?
Councilwoman Edwards. Roll call. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Edwards.
I'll say yes for now for first reading.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes, for first reading.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
No.
Noted. Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
No.
Noted. That motion carries.
Okay.
Ordinance 26-087, ordinance amending and supplementing Rule 9 of the Chapter 8316 of the Trenton Municipal Code.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Garcia, I just want to be clear. I know we have a copy of the ordinance before us, but again, you sent the trailing documents. I don't know if everybody saw that. So I just want to be clear to Councilwoman Frisbee's revisions to this. We are taking out public comment for agenda items only, and moving down, public comment will be after new business and then civic comment.
Understood.
Is that correct?
No, so no.
Okay.
So we wanted to say, because we want to hear what the public has to say before we vote on new business.
Correct.
So that is actually positioned right, because it's public comment and then new business, and we vote on it after. So that actually is in the right position.
No, okay, thank you for that. But Councilman, I thought we wanted the public to be able to hear new business and our comments on new business, and then for them to comment.
Right, but aren't we going to vote right into that unless we're going to vote?
They have it at one at the next, so we want to do new business and then public comment, don't we? We want them to be able to
Yes.
comment, yes.
Yeah.
So public comment should come after new business. Yours is
Yes, yes,
different.
it should. Yes.
Mhm.
So public comment will come after new business. We'll send a revised copy prior to second reading.
Wait, Mr. Garcia, we have 2 copies of 26087 up here.
I'm aware, ma'am.
So which is the correct one?
Madam President, there's a second one you will notice on there. One of those, for some reason, does not have the remainder of the agenda on it.
Okay.
Some kind of either an error. I'll take that as an error on my part. So what I did was I went and updated you with a new copy that is completely inclusive. However, I did place public comment prior to new business.
Okay.
So I will make that revision.
So I just want to be clear for the record, Councilman Frisbee, please follow along with me. And if there's a change, please let me know. So we have 1, call to order, 2, pledge of allegiance, 3, statement, 4, invocation, 5, council recognitions, 6, presentations, 7, approval of minutes, 8, that should be 8, Mr. Garcia.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, 8, approval of communication petitions and reports. 9 should be old business.
Got it.
10 should be new business.
Okay.
11 should be public comment.
Mm-hmm.
12 should be civic comments.
Okay.
And 13 should be executive session. And 14 should be adjournment. So everything from 8 down needs to be renumbered as well.
Certainly.
Madam President,
Councilwoman Edwards.
thank you. Number 4 should be roll call.
We will insert roll call. Thank
Okay.
you. I did do
And-
this in a matter of minutes prior to the meeting. I'm sorry.
Thank you. And secondly, I disagree with where public comment is. Public comment, I believe, as we made this change in the beginning of our terms back in 2023 to put public comment before new business. So that way the public gets to comment on things before we vote on them, not after we vote on them. So actually the order that's on here, it should stay that. So old business, that's second readings of the ordinances. Everyone should have already heard that, and they'll be able to speak on them individually during that process. And then the public comment. That way, it's a combination of speaking on the agenda items and general public comments before we go through the docket and vote on everything. Otherwise, their comments would be redundant if they're here to speak on something that we've already voted on after the fact. So I would suggest that we leave public comment in between old business and new business.
And Madam President, that's what
Yeah.
we've been trying, I'm just saying, I want to make sure the public gets to speak before we vote
Yes.
on new business. So that's the whole thing. It's not, that's why I keep saying I want to hear what they have to say. We should hear what they have to say, because otherwise there's no need in them saying anything. We've already voted on it. So that is the order. I do want to make sure that we hear them first, and then we vote on new business.
And then lastly, I would say move civic comment before executive session. That way, once we vote on new business, then we comment as council members, so that way the public is still here. Then we go into executive session if there is one. That way we're not losing people that we want to respond to or they need to hear from us. So we should keep things the way they are, but add roll call and then swap executive session. Oh, you did that, sorry. It was so many back and forth with this.
That's okay.
But that's the only thing I have is roll call is missing, and then you guys already swapped out civic and executive.
Council President.
Yeah, Councilman Feliciano.
So then, this then brings concern about the ordinance prior to. If we're looking to limit time to 90 minutes, still leaving it at 5 minutes per person, but we're taking out the public comment about agenda items only, and then making this public comment period for everything. Yeah, then that's going to concern me about the whole other thing, because now it's a whole public comment. We're taking out the piece, and the reason why we put the part in about public comment for agenda items only was because we reduced our meeting times to 2 times a month instead of the 4. So we, in essence, we're cutting out the public's time to talk overall, and so now we're cutting it. You know, we are cutting into things again. Some people may come at different times during the meeting. I just think we just need to caution ourselves with how I get what's looking to be done, but I think that if we move forward with this, then we need to rethink about that. So we need to rethink one over the other somehow.
Thank you,
That's it.
Councilwoman. I think, as Councilwoman Edwards has said before, she discussed how public comment for agenda items only was redundant, and that was discussed prior to this, and that was kind of left on the table. I do kind of see how public comment for agenda items only, and then individuals being able to speak to ordinances, and then public comment is 3 bites at the apple for the most part. So it was that was what was discussed before when this was presented, was taken out for agenda items only. So, I mean, right.
Council President.
Yes, Council Vice President.
Thank you. So I just want to raise a concern, if I'm understanding this correctly. So we would hear old business, vote on second readings of ordinances, then have a public comment, and that public comment any commentary on the second reading of an ordinance would be irrelevant because we've already voted on that. Am I correct?
No, Council Vice President, they still get to speak on the ordinance portion. When he reads the second reading ordinances, any members of the public wish to speak to this ordinance.
So but when we're saying old business.
Right, that's part of old business. When he reads the ordinances, he says any.
Okay, so that would be the only bite is actually when that ordinance comes up. Okay, just want to make sure that that's clear and that's still available because, yeah, for some folks, they can't come for the first reading. Okay, thank you.
And Councilwoman Frisbee, and other council colleagues who mentioned this, I do get where you guys are keeping public comment ahead of new business. I do get that. I wanted the public to be able to speak to our conversations about the new resolutions. But I understand where you guys are coming from too, so I'm comfortable with that, so. Any other comments or questions? Okay. So Mr. Garcia, you have we need to make a motion for the amendments in this, the numbering, and making sure that the roll call is added and the numbers from 1 to, I believe, 12 or 13. We need to make an amendment for that.
Yes, you'll motion to amend as if you all agreed to amend the order in some way, and of course the numerals to follow in correct order.
Mr. Garcia, so I'll call that out. So motion to amend. Number 1, roll call. Number 2, pledge allegiance. Number 3, statement. Number 4, roll call. Number 5, did I say roll call? So call to order. I apologize. Number 1, call to order. Number 2, pledge of allegiance. Number 3, statement. Number 4, roll call. Number 5, invocation. Number 6, council recognitions. Number 7, presentations. Number 8, approval of minutes. Number 9, approval of communications, petitions, and reports. Number 10, old business. Number 11, public comment. Number 12, new business. Number 13, civic comment. 14, executive session. And 15, adjournment. May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harris,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to ordinance 26-88, bond ordinance providing for phase 8 of the lead service line replacement program in the Trenton Waterworks service area by the city of Trenton and the county of Mercer, state of New Jersey, appropriating $20 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $20 million bonds or notes to finance the cost thereof.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison,
Yes.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-89, ordinance authorizing an agreement for payment in lieu of taxes between the City of Trenton and Enterprise MMM Urban Renewal LLC for a period not to exceed 30 years.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Different.
Council President Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-90, ordinance amending Chapter 214 of the Code of the City of Trenton to expand the applicability of project labor agreements, reduce coverage threshold for certain public works projects from $5 million to $1 million, establish workforce development requirements, and enhance reporting and administrative procedures.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes,
I have a question.
certainly.
Project labor agreements was passed a few years back. I had authored it and brought it to council, and it passed unanimously. How many major projects in the city have we utilized the project labor agreement for prior to this?
I would have to defer to administration.
Thank you. I don't need an exact number. I just wanted to speak to the utilization of the project labor agreement prior to this when it was set at $5 million.
Jim Beach, Chief of Staff, Council President. I don't know the exact number myself, but I believe it's less than 5.
Less than 5. Okay. So we have utilized it though.
Yes, but minimally.
Okay. Is there a criteria where we can bypass the project labor agreement in utilizing unions for these larger jobs? Like, can we bypass utilizing unions with this in place?
Question.
So with this ordinance in place, can we refuse to utilize unions under the project labor agreement for these larger jobs in the city? These major development jobs or what have you?
I don't believe so. No.
We cannot. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions?
Madam President, if you want to.
Director Bridges, did you?
Thank you, Council President. It would depend, honestly, it would depend on the source of the funds, where the funds came from. It would depend, obviously, on the cost of it, but it would depend, really. It'd be fact specific. If you had like a specific example, I could give it to you, but just in a vacuum, it was hard to answer.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm looking to have somebody from labor to come and just speak to this at our next meeting before second reading. Thank you. Thank you.
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Feliciano.
So for me, I definitely like the section about the community recruitment, the using the Mercer County Technical Schools. I mean, I think Trenton High should have been listed first, but from our CTE program and the college and everything, and pulling the kids in, because they do come and partner and work with the students and everything to get them introduced to the trades and things like that. So I do love that piece about the community recruitment aspect of it, and then look forward to seeing more students overall from the city to be able to be in the apprenticeship programs and things like that. Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
So I'm going to say, I don't remember the gentleman's name. I think his name was Leo, who I spoke with and had a meeting with the mayor some time back regarding having the students have come out with a trade, come out with a certificate, and I did mention Trenton High. Having them come in and actually teach them a trade, so by the time they come out, even in their junior years and senior years, that they actually have a trade where they can go out into the workforce, support their families, those who are not planning to either go to college or defer, come out even while you're in high school to do this. So I love the idea that we're going to be utilizing our union to help train, give our students, our community a trade so when they come out. They keep saying that there are not enough individuals in the city of Trenton to do the work, to do the job. They're not trained, although I see all these individuals here. I'm sure you're well versed. But we'll now have students as well to engage. So I'm excited about having our students be a part of this process.
Thank you, Councilwoman. All right, Mr. Garcia, we can proceed.
Certainly, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yep.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
I'll come back to Councilwoman Gonzalez. She may have stepped away.
Please proceed.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-091, ordinance repealing Chapter 70, Sections 1 through 9 of the Trenton Municipal Code Board of Ethics.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-92, ordinance authorizing sale of city-owned properties commonly known as 304 and 306 Bellevue Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 7202, lots 1401 and 14 pursuant to NJSA 481213C to Capital City Enterprises LLC for the sale price of $8,500.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. To the council, ordinance, it was communicated today, ordinance 26-93 is actually, is repetitive. This was actually passed on second reading at the July meeting.
Thank you.
So that item is pulled. Ordinance 26-94, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned properties commonly known as lot 44 Asbury Street and 46 Asbury Street and identified on the city tax map as block 11003, lots 21 and 22 pursuant to NJSA 481213C to Maria Marino for the sale price of $26,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-095, ordinance authorizing sale of city-owned property commonly known as 1126 South Broad Street and identified on the city tax map as block 19402, lot 7 pursuant to NJSA 481213C to Lourdes Benitez for the sale price of $91,200.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-096, ordinance authorizing sale of city-owned properties commonly known as 135 and 139 Morris Avenue, identified on the city tax map as block 16602, lots 1 and 3, pursuant to NJSA 481213C, to Fifi Family Enterprises LLC for the sale price of $40,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-097, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 74 Jersey Street and identified on the city tax map as block 17506, lot 5, pursuant to NJSA 481213C, to Esther R. Diaz Rojas for the sale price of $8,700.
May we have a motion to approve?
So second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-98, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property identified on the city identified on the city of Trenton tax map as block 17002, lot 13, to the county of Mercer pursuant to NJSA 481213B1 for the sum of $40,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 26-099, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property identified on the city of Trenton tax map as block 1202, lots 1 and 8, to the county of Mercer pursuant to NJSA 481213B1 for the sum of $410,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Motion carried. And that brings us to, Madam President, time of public comment. If I can have the public comment clipboard, please. And Madam President, we have nine people listed for public comment this evening.
Sounds good. We may proceed.
Thank you. To the public comment will be 5 minutes for each individual. You may address any matter that you wish. Please do understand that please state your name and address for the record and understand the council is not obligated to respond. Our first individual listed, as I understand it, he has a place to be very soon, is Mr. Prince Gibay. Did I get that correct?
It was just like.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
you just hold 1 second. I understand that the Librarian Federation would like a photo with council this evening. So if we can just pause for 2 quick minutes so we could take a photo with them so they can leave.
Certainly.
Thank you. I apologize. Just give us 2 minutes. Yes.
Thanks, Council.
Hmm? You'd like to say some appreciation?
Yes.
Okay, do you mind, just, we're gonna let them say something of appreciation really quickly? And are you with the organization?
Yeah.
Okay, so you may go ahead and we'll take a quick photo and then we'll proceed with public comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Council. First of all, let me say good afternoon to all. I was pleased, firstly, I will ask for the moment of silence for one of our members who just passed in the hospital, who died from cancer. It's so heartbreaking for us right now. Thank you. Firstly, we want to extend our gratitude to this council. It's a remarkable day for us as Liberians in the community at large, where we come from. And this whole building that we have strived for years. We are honored today to have this council to approve this building, that we can have a space for ourselves and for the community that we live in Trenton. So once again, we want to say thank you so much for giving all the authority and that gratitude for that building, 27 Fair Street. From our heart, we say thank you for the intended purpose that we explained from our president, Mrs. Inessa Payne, will be fulfilled to help improve the status of kids in this community, our elderly in this community, will also be, because we all work with them. So I want to say again, with gratitude, we say thank you. Thank you so much from our heart.
Council, at this time, you guys mind just meeting us there in the corner and we'll take a quick photo? Okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot of you guys. Let's meet out by the stairs in the hallway. Let's go straight out to the stairs. Thank you.
I called up this one guy who essentially don't they go to that stuff today. He wasn't going. He moving off the spot. I haven't heard anybody.
Every side's a good side. It's the council day. Don't mess with me.
I'm a little low on mobility right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's two. I had to say that. I gotta stop prevention somewhere. And I don't mean to be, I don't want to be. I'll ask the council president. Sorry, because there's time allowance. It's for Austin Edwards. Okay. Austin Edwards knows the process. Austin means not okay. Understood. Then he's got to know. He got to tell you better. Tell Austin. I got to spank you once.
You know you got paid.
Not to mention, real quick. Bands, man, the whole box that. Huh? This is public comment.
This is public comment.
I don't know. You better ask him about. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. It's Paul Short. He's going to do something about likely that development that he's been opposed to for some time.
I don't know if you'd like to show it more so the council.
So what you're going to want to do? Oh no, that's not going to be. I mean, you're addressing the council or the public?
No, council, I have individual.
Okay, what are we doing here? Let's go.
It's project.
Thank you all so much for your candor and your patience. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Mr. Garcia, we can proceed.
Certainly, Madam President. Okay, I didn't realize, Mr. Shore, I didn't realize that you were not, you know what, I'm going to move you forward.
Okay.
Mr. Shore, you go ahead, since you're set up. Oh, that's for Mr. Olson? Oh, so this is, I understand. But he's also not next. Let's, right. Okay, so who's got the visual aid? Right again. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's just proceed with where the visual aid is and
The city
go in
attorney is
order
getting
next, Mr.
impatient.
Garcia. Please.
And to announce your name, sir, you are Michael Olzak. Thank you. Thank you.
A resident of Pearl Street for 33 years and a part of the Greenwood Hamilton Historic District. Meanwhile, we've always been called a transit hub, which I've heard for 33 years, but now apparently people are very interested. Unfortunately, there's a new project that's nearing completion here on 63840 Greenwood Avenue, which is actually Route 33. So anyway, make a long story short, in this picture here, they made this object called a Uber spot. And something brand new, I never heard of something like this. But anyway, it's in front of the building here, this new apartment house. Right here, Monmouth Street, and here's Greenwood Avenue. So anyway, make a long story short, this building has a separate entrance on Greenwood Avenue, entrance and exit, but apparently they're going to use this for Uber drivers. It makes like no sense. You take a half of the pedestrian walkway out, put a curb that's not disabled proof. It's kind of shocking. And the thing is, especially when the traffic that's coming down, we all know 33 is an extremely busy street. And it's a 30-lane highway, seriously, from the transit station to Chambers. And now you're going to be having these Uber drivers, no offense, and people dropping off food into a block where people are coming down, people like me with a cane. You know, if you fall down in that pavement there, in all honesty, who's going to help us? And the same thing with the cars going in and out of this place. You got the traffic light on Monmouth Street. They say thing between passengers and motor vehicles. I can't imagine the accidents that are going to happen, and who's going to be responsible. The owner of that building? I have no idea, but that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening to me. Okay.
Harry Jackadoff. Oh, thank you. I thought you meant Mike, isn't it?
(837) Melrose Avenue. Hello. The reason I'm here is by the end of the month, St. Francis Hospital is going to be fully leveled, and we've got a clear lot there. There's room enough for a shopping center, traditional shopping center, a big Wawa, or a village such as they have up at TCNJ off of Pennington Avenue. I mean, it's almost 9 acres. It's also, it's zoned high rise. St. Francis was 10 floors high, so you could also envision possible Kingsbury Towers there. The difference, I say, well, what's the difference between the different kinds of development that could come up there? From the council standpoint, how much would a new assessed value be for each of those different options if something were to come there? And how much would it bring the city in ratables? From a homeowner standpoint, in 10, 20, or 50 years, what would the difference be for each of these different types of options in terms of the values to our homes and what we know of what shopping centers, how they develop, or high rises, whatever. My question, and this is what I'm here, I'm really not sure how much we can do. But the question is what can we do in Trenton now over the coming weeks to influence the outcome of the development? I mean, once it's, Reed had said to me that, well, we have to wait till everything's down. Once everything's down, maybe Trinity is going to give it to us. We're hoping Trinity is going to give us that property. But there's nothing we can do up to now, which it doesn't make a lot of sense to me in the terms of what city planning and whatever. And it's not in any of our planning books. It's not part of what's in the 250 plan. And we don't know. Trinity may already have a buyer. So with ideas of what they want to bring to us. I'm simply bringing it to public record. I sent you all an email yesterday requesting that the city convene a public group to put a CBA, a citizen benefit agreement, in readiness should some new developer be looking for public economic development funding. That's where a CBA would be workable. I was unable to do that when I was leading the new East Ward Civic Association. We just never had enough members come. We didn't get enough leverage or whatever, even though we were working with the hospital at the time. I'm going to close and just ask you to look over the email that I sent you. I know it's a bit heavier, long. I didn't expect you guys have a lot to do, but I'd be glad to submit it for a public record. In the email, I described our need for senior housing. We do need that. The space would accommodate 9 Trent Towers, but we do need to take Trent Towers down. I mean, they are in bad shape. And we need something new there, and we need to displace those people. But 2 Trent Towers would easily fit in there in that space, and we could do a whole lot more. The potential value of the high-rise downtown city center. I mean, it could be perceived as a full city downtown center, a real renaissance for our city, and it. I calculated it could bring about $30 million in annual income to an owner in terms of leasables, with parking garage and all. I do want to stress this is a highly unique situation we're in. It affects an area, about 8,000 working class households within a half-mile radius. And that's the end. Thank you. We can talk offline, but I brought that to public record. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Evan Wynn.
Good evening, City Council. City Council President, members of the City Council, city officials, and members of the community. My name is Evan Wynn. I'm here today representing new management of Studio 1027, located on 1027 South Clinton Boulevard or Street. As of June 30th, Studio 1027 came under new management by myself and my partners. And I want to make that distinction clear because we're bringing a completely new vision, direction, and purpose to that property. First, I want to acknowledge that I understand that there may have been complaints, concerns, or issues associated with Studio 1027 before we took over. I'm not here to argue with the city about the past or pretend the concerns did not exist. Instead, I'm here to ask for the opportunity to address any outstanding concerns, understand exactly what the city needs from us, and demonstrate through our actions that Studio 1027 is moving in a different direction. Studio 1027 is not intended to be a party house or an after-hours establishment. Our new mission is centered around community, families, young people, and creating a safe space and positive space in Trenton. We want to provide activities that give children and families something productive to do, particularly during the evening and the weekends. Our visions include family game nights, movie nights, youth activities, book bags, and school supply giveaways, community events, and other programs designed to bring families together. We would also like to explore developing an after-school meal program and other youth services by working with legitimate local, state, and federal programs and available funding opportunities. Our goal is bigger than operating an event space. We want Studio 1027 to be a place where parents know their children can participate in something positive. We want young people to have somewhere to go beside the streets. And we want to host programs that bring back instead of creating problems for the neighborhood. We understand that saying this tonight is only the beginning. We have to prove it. That is why I'm asking the City Council and the appropriate city departments to allow us to sit down and discuss any complaints, violations, licensing concerns, and zoning concerns, or other issues connected to this property. If something needs to be corrected, we want to know about it so we can work toward correcting it. I also respectfully ask that when the city evaluates Studio 1027 moving forward, that they recognize that the management changed on June 30th and give our new team the opportunity to establish our own record based on how we operate the property now. We cannot change what happened before us, but we can take responsibility for what happens under our leadership. I'm not asking the city of Trenton to lower its standards for us. I'm asking for the opportunity to meet those standards and work with the city rather than against it. We would appreciate the council's guidance, support, and partnership as we work toward transforming Studio 27 into something that can genuinely benefit the surrounding communities. If there are programs, grants, department, community organizations, or city initiatives that we should be working with to accomplish these goals, we would welcome those connections. We're coming before you in good faith. We want to listen, we want to cooperate, and most importantly, we want to be a part of something positive for the city of Trenton. Thank you for the opportunity.
Paul Shore.
Sir.
Good evening, Council. My name is Paul Shore. I work at 425 Greenwood Avenue in Trenton, New Jersey. And for 20 years, I have participated in the engineering aspect of what's going on in the city in terms of transportation, water involvement, water sewage involvement. I presently am a adjunct professor at New Jersey Institute of Technology in Newark, in addition to which I have a program for continuing education of adults in water and wastewater treatment. I knew Andrew Papachin, who was with the city water department and helped educate those guys. So I have great feeling for the need for continuity as well as mentorship that goes along with getting the skills to operate these facilities, whether they be roads, sewers, gas, electric, all the aspects of urban infrastructure, which are essential to each city. And at this point in time, I want to point out, Rutgers University has the footprint in Newark, footprint in Camden, footprint in New Brunswick. They've been established for 150 years plus. I'm a graduate of Rutgers in chemical engineering, and that provides security, it provides jobs, it provides a willing and usually able set of graduates, undergraduates, who participate not just one time in 4 years, but they continue to participate over a lifetime in the municipality in which they were educated. So before you, I have put what I consider to be the unique aspects of the city of Trenton. So you don't have to feel as if we're competing with virtual colleges, Trenton State College, which is now the College of New Jersey, Rider College. These are not competitive situations. What Trenton has is totally unique. And that's why I put on this handout, Capital City Campus and Urban Engineering. In other words, back in the 70s, Governor brought into the city many of the aspects that we, as living in the most urbanized state in the country, have to have working in cooperation with the municipality as well as with industry and everyone else. I have 2 minutes left. What I think is important is that the county executive at this point in time is looking to develop the riverfront. And to that extent, I think council, with or without the approval and analysis by the city administration, should put forward their resolution that one of the considerations for the campus use along the riverfront, is to do that, to develop a campus center, a higher education center. It'll be a continuation of the work that Councilwoman Feliciano recognized when NAACP was here, and it'll also be a long-standing tribute to all the people in the city of Trenton for their educational opportunities. On the back of the handout, I gave the estimates that were done by the students. In other words, we had an infrastructure program in 2012, and we had students come here participating with everybody, and they put together a whole site plan. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to say that this is financially done. It can be covered because, one, the land is not need to be acquired. It's been acquired. Two, all the facilities, Department of Community Affairs, Department of Transportation, Department of Environmental Protection. There are close to 5,000 graduate students in these locations. They represent the mentors that our students and city residents need. And with that, I say thank you very much. Let's have a resolution that proceeds to help the county executive recognize this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shore.
Victoria Rosari.
Honor again. Good evening, Victor Irizarry, 19 Moreland Avenue. Looking over old newspapers I was cutting out, L.L. Parker, and I got like a stack. And I concluded that we have a problem in America where besides the racial issue, which to me is minute, because that's God and the devil, the politics of church and state and the atheists versus the believers, the Christians, say the Christian country, basically. And then you got the Jews, and now it's the Christian Judeo-Islamic society with the patriots, the constitutionalists, that now we have a battle between the atheists and the believers, obviously the Christians, the believers, and that we clash at times where the same subject is being discussed, but from different points of view, of course. Those who believe in God and those who don't believe in God, and then once we get to that crossroad, we combat each other. And I believe that Americans, if you believe in God, you believe in the Bible, the scriptures, the prophets, and then I call you the Christ, Jesus, all right? And the country is based on that belief. And then the atheists come in with something that says that man rules self, and the law of the land is the fittest and the strongest, and then the bullying and the criminal activities come in, where on the believer's side, the Christian side, is more like brotherhood, and we can work things out. So I believe in Trenton, New Jersey, the educational system should focus more on law and order, of course, the Bible, and then if you can, if we get to the crossroad where the Bible, the atheists, non-believers feel that it should not be included in the educational system, then we should conclude that if you don't believe in God, the Bible, Scripture, and Christ, then at least you should believe in George Washington, Congress, and the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. Once you do that, then you still have to implement or apply the laws that, based on that theory, well, it's not a theory, it's a fact, of George Washington and the Constitution, Congress, and Bill of Rights, that they also, and he being a Mason, like Benjamin Franklin and the rest of his crew, being Masons are like baby Muslims, in other words. And those same laws that we have here that the atheists believe should be only practiced at all times come from God or the scriptures. I think the Trenton educational system should more or implement or teach the youth from kindergarten or preschool the Constitution, law, and where they actually come from through all the way to 12th grade. And if Trenton can pull it off, give extend 2 years, an extra 2 years of education, whatever it is, 2 years of college in criminal justice, and it'll click. Therefore, we have a better country. I mean, we have a better population for the future. And this problem that we have now with democratic socialists, which is the communists and socialists, that it cannot work. That system cannot work unless Christ himself is the president of the United States. Other than that, the only chance we have is to keep it as it is, and believers come together and through upgrading our educational system in Trenton, and starting from preschool, teaching the law and where it comes from and how you conduct yourself, and how democracy is the best thing going, because it's biblical when you have to believe in self, and if you believe in self and not self as an animal, but as a representative or image of God, then you have a better way of having a heavenly society, which we want to have as a peaceful environment, which is not possible because you have the good guys, you have the bad guys. That means you have, in the believer side, you have the devils, and you have the saints, or you have the demons and the saints. You got, like the Nation of Islam, 5%ers, you have the guys, which are the devils. Thank you.
Louis Brady.
Good evening, councils. Just to let you know, we've been very patient on Franklin Street, okay? We've just had an accident on Monday where a pedestrian got hit. Cars are going through that stop sign on Franklin and Ashmore. We need to have something done. I understand I need more signatures on the petition, but we need to get something done. Having speeding on Franklin Street, it's got to stop. We have to have something done, and then on Washington and Ashmore, they had a pedestrian motor vehicle accident on Monday. And we need to get something done, like a stop sign with like they have on Cummings and Whitaker. We need to get that out there. And we have motorcycle gang coming back across the street from us. It's waking the neighbors up at 10 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And it's at 629 Franklin Street. They're in the back. And we have little kids out, my neighbors are outside. I have a neighbor with 3 kids. They almost got hit by a car the other night. And the car went like 50 miles an hour down the street. We need to get something done. If there's something that we can get done, I would be all for it. But to get more signatures, I need somebody to come out, help me, because all my neighbors are Spanish. They don't speak English. So I need to get somebody to come out and help me. Thank you.
Ed Forciano.
Good evening, City Council. I feel like this is deja vu. Back here again for the same exact thing I've been complaining about for the last 2 years. In this case, another young man has been killed, murdered, right outside that window. For some reason, the mayor once again is deflecting, blaming, and defaming by saying somehow that it's my fault. I want to say just the opposite. The mayor has blood on his hands. The mayor is a coward. I have been asking for police coverage for 2 years. I mass email the mayor, the law director, city council, every so often. The last time I actually asked for police coverage was on May 15th. And that was because on May 10th, there was a shooting out there, and there was a shooting down in South Trenton. And specifically, I've been complaining about these shot spotters. The shot spotters are great tools. You can put them anywhere. And after something happens, they're great tools to find out what happened. But that is not what we need. We need cops. And I specifically, most of the time, use the word cops because it stands for Constables on Patrol. If there was a police officer out there on these weekends, there would be no shootings out there on the weekends. If there was the funny thing about it is, it's nothing funny about it, sorry about that. The city, the police department, they somehow have some type of research that shows where the hot spots are. That's why they put the shot spotters where they put them. But they should not put shot spotters there by themselves. They should put cops there. And like I said, I blast all of y'all. I have a whole email list that has all city employees on it that I could find. Sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's like 102, and I blast everybody. And every once in a while, I think I counted them the other day, 11 times in the last 2 years, my emails were specifically about police coverage, cops in the entertainment district. And instead, cowardly, instead of putting police officers there, Reed has imposed another executive order. I have no idea what his executive order is going to do besides put me out of business for a month. So what? At the end of the month, everyone's going to come back. At the end of the month, if I survive, my employees are going to be hurt. People will find other things to do. I get that. They will show up in Philadelphia. They'll show up in Newark. They'll show up on Eastern Avenue, say, in New Brunswick. And I've traveled around the country. I've been to plenty of entertainment districts. 20 miles down from here in Bristol. You go to Bristol on Mill Street at nighttime sometimes. There's a motorcycle cop or two cruising. There's food trucks. There's ice cream carts, the whole 9 yards. Trenton has never done any of those things. You go to Philadelphia, South Street. I'm from South Jersey. I've been going to South Street since I was a kid. Horse cops, motorcycle cops, walking cops. And yes, they've had problems there too. I just spent a couple years in Miami, Wynwood. I was actually pretty friendly with the police officers who used to ride around on the bikes in Wynwood. I talked to them all the time. They would push sometimes in front of my place in Miami too. There would be 100 people in front of my place sometimes. And they'd push them out the way quietly. They never had no shooting, no fights, no big fights out there, but they would push them out of the way. I had 2 businesses on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Same thing. There were bike cops, there were walking cops. Sure, there was a fight or two sometimes, but generally, they got pushed away. Not here for some reason. And I have said something. I've made numerous videos. Anybody who follows my page sees me making these numerous videos. If you've ever opened your emails from me, you'll see a percentage of them is me saying there needs to be cops out here. Just so happens that happened on Sunday. On Saturday night, I made a video. And I said the same thing. There's 350 people out here. There's no police. And when it goes bad, I'm going to get blamed.
Thank you, sir. That is your
24
time.
hours later, and it happened. So, I don't know. How many of you open my emails?
Sir, that is your
I know
time.
my time is up. I'm asking a question still.
There is an individual waiting behind you.
How many of y'all open my emails? Of course you're not going to answer.
Hillary?
Mm-hmm.
Letitia Peters. Letitia Peters? Okay, it appears she's, Madam President, those are all the individuals I have for public comment at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. At this time, I would like to call up Police Director Mr. Wilson to address the shooting and the executive order that is in place. Please. Director Wilson.
Steve Wilson, Police Director. So I'm not going to talk about the shooting because that's an active investigation. But what I will talk about is police coverage. We do cover that area. We also cover the whole city. It's summertime in the city and it's very active. That is not the only hotspot in the city. There are others. And you're well versed in where those areas are. What I can say is last year, the homicide that occurred there, the police were present. They were breaking up a fight in front of the business. And then the shooting happened on the Montgomery Street side. A little bit after that, there was a shooting on the other side of City Hall. And the police were present. They were breaking up a fight in front of this location. There's video of 2 officers being assaulted. And I kind of take it personal that a lot of people say on their online that the police aren't doing their jobs and that they're not present. We are doing our jobs. It's evident by the crime rate, which is down. But I got to watch videos of people running for office saying that the crime rate is up, saying a flat out lie that I have a directive that says that we're not to go to Mr. Fortune's business unless something happens there. That's a lie. I'm going to tell you all, like I told the last council, if you want to cut my throat, use the truth, not lies. Now, this is only the 4th homicide this year. Any homicide is bad. But we're trending in the right direction. Our crime rate is trending in the right direction overall. We will investigate this with the same fervor that we do all the time with the county prosecutor's office to bring the shooter to justice. We will hire and continue to hire until we fill our vacancies. You all voted to help me get that done, and it is working. But it takes time. I've told you before. When we put somebody in the academy, it takes 7 months to put them on the street. We have an academy class in there right now at 14. They're going to graduate in October. We're putting 7 in September. We'll have another big class in April, hopefully to fill or almost fill our vacancies. It's no small task that the numbers are what they are, considering the amount of people we lost in 24 and 25 at the police department. We lost a significant amount of police officers, and we have to replace them. Now, this location is the only thing that's open in the after hours in the city. In this corridor from East State to Clinton and make our right down to the train station lies the entertainment district. It encompasses City Hall, a federal courthouse, DEP, Planned Parenthood, turn right, there's the Department of Personnel building, old Channel 6 building, a cemetery, and a train station. Why is the entertainment district even there in that location? It's all businesses. But that's not for me to decide. That's for me to deal with because I'm the police director. That's for council to do something about. We have the fact that he's open all night long. That's an issue because when people leave other venues, they all come there and they congregate. And they vastly outnumber any police response. And we don't want to get into a battle of, well, we're going to arrest you out there. And we're going to arrest you, and we're going to arrest you. We cannot arrest this problem away. That's not good policing. That's not how we got accredited as a police department. This is everybody's issue because their lives have been lost here and no one wants that. Not me and not anyone sitting on that dais or anyone in this room. It was bandied about last year, changing hours of operation. It wasn't decided then. Maybe it needs to be decided now, has to be revisited now. And that's about all I can say about that. But the police department is responsive. We will be in the hot spots. But on hot summer nights in the city, it's not just there that requires attention from the Trenton Police Department. Normally, people don't do things when the police are around, but I gave you 2 such situations last year that the police were here and it still happened. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Hold on 1 second, please. Director Stan. I just wanted to say on the record, I did ask Mayor Rodriguez-CR to be here this evening to address this as well. He was unable to make it. I do appreciate you speaking on this behalf. I would like to allow my council colleagues, just if you have any questions or comments for Director Wilson at this time, ahead of civic comments, if you could make it brief and just put whatever you want on the record at this time. Thank you. Councilwoman Edwards.
And thank you, Council President. Thank you, Director, for coming up here to oblige. You said a number of things, and a lot of it was rebuttals to what has been said. And I want to go on a record and say this is the 3rd year that we have been dealing with this crisis, and there still is not a public safety plan in place. It is not council's responsibility to designate any entertainment zone or any zones at all. Zoning board is totally autonomous of this council and administration. The administration has the authority to appeal to the zoning board to change the entertainment district, which precedes this council being here. It precedes our term. If I'm not mistaken, it was passed in 2017 or maybe even prior to that, somewhere between 16 and 18. This council has been here since 2023. We've had to deal with this. We've advocated for police officers to be out there present prior to that crowd showing up for preventative public safety measures, not reactionary. We did entertain changing and limiting the times. However, that would be punitive on every business within any entertainment district around a city. And we could not come to terms with penalizing everyone because it's not every area. And I don't believe that we should restrict residents who need a nightlife, who need some type of quality of life, because entertainment is a part of quality of life. And we see what happens when people don't have an outlet to go and have fun and be safe. We see what happens. They're going to fight. They're going to shoot. They're going to find something negative to get into if we're not providing positive outlets and safe venues for them to be able to be entertained. So I say that to say, regardless of what time an establishment closes, our police department has a responsibility to make sure the residents of Trenton are safe and anyone visiting here. It is not just the sole responsibility of any business. So I want to say that so that you understand. In the last year, we were told by multiple police officers that the directives were to not go in there unless 911 was called. So my statements were accurate. We don't have time for rants and rebuttals based on candidates running for office. We need solutions here to protect people and professionalism. So I would like to ask, were there any officers assigned to the entertainment district that night?
Our officers are assigned to the city. Just like you said, we're here to protect the city residents. There was an issue over there at Cooper's, so the officers had to respond over there en masse, which moved them from other places in the city. So that crowd then came over to East State Street. And then we had to respond there. And like you said, I agree with you. People need something to do or they're going to start shooting each other. That's not our fault. That's the fault of the person who pulls the trigger. That's the fault of the person who cannot have any type of conflict resolution except violence. That's way more than a police issue.
I agree with that.
To lay fault at my feet, at the feet of the police department, as if we're not doing our job. If we weren't doing our job, we would not have these historic numbers in the crime rate right now. It's unfortunate that this happened. I hate that this happens. I take it personal every time somebody gets hurt like this or worse. And you all got to know that. That's why I stay here and I do this job. Because I believe in what Trenton can be. We should be on the same page, but we're not. I believe in Team Trenton, but not everybody in this room does.
So the answer is no, that there were no officers assigned. There was no patrol or deployment plan for the parameters.
You just don't get it. You know what? I'm the one who's been in law enforcement since 1988, not anyone up there. You all have you talk like you have this vast experience in law enforcement, and you don't. I would love to have cops everywhere. We're not there yet. And we're not going to be, even with the budgeted positions. I remind you that when I started in 1994, there was 420 cops here. Our budget numbers don't even come up to that number, that amount. We're like 200 less than that.
I understand that. So, Director, how many police officers do we have?
I'm not going to discuss how many police officers we have that compromises our doing.
I didn't ask how many are on patrol in the day or night. I asked how many in total do we have?
Our budgeted positions are 290.
They're budgeted for 290.
Yes.
But we consistently have over $3 million in unused funds from vacant positions, about 46 of them. We have over $6 million in unused funds from this police department annually. These funds are not being allocated where they need to be. And we said that year after year. We've been understaffed in our police department, which is causing critical issues. Yes, we're on a downhill, and I like that crime is trending downhill. However, shootings still happen because there is no police presence out here. I'm talking about preventative measures. I know police are not responsible for the shootings. The shooters are. We're not debating that right now. I'm asking you, what are you doing to prevent these things from happening? Because if police were out there prior to this crowd forming, they might think twice to do something in front of police officers. Now, as a police officer since 1988, as you just said, you should know that.
I do know that.
I'm asking for a strategic.
You don't get. I'm sorry, Councilwoman, but you don't get to hear our strategy in policing. It's not your function.
I didn't ask you to state that today. I asked if you have one. If we could look out here.
Of course we do.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Why? Then if we didn't, then how would our crime rate be going down if we didn't have an effective plan? What you're saying is that doesn't even make any sense. If we weren't doing our jobs, the crime rate would not be going down like it is.
Sir, I'm not debating whether crime rates are going down. I'm talking about securing this same area.
What about the rest of the city? What about the rest of the city?
Too.
Where was all this when the person got killed in Freedom Mock Rally this year?
We've seen this in front of Regal. We've seen this on Ingham Avenue. There's no.
Yeah, and we addressed it in front of Regal, and it moves elsewhere. Then we address it over here, and it's going to move. That's just the way that folks operate here.
Director Wilson, I think you've answered enough questions. I think you.
Yes,
sir.
I didn't mean to make this an argumentative exchange. So my
thank you, Director. I appreciate the information.
Are you finished?
Very well put.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments briefly?
Council President?
Yes, Councilman.
Thank you. My question might be potentially for Mr. Bridges, but it might also be more likely for Director Wilson. As the incident when Mr. Jameer Miller was murdered, and I know he's came in from Ewing to come out. What is the security plan for the dispensary in question? Did the dispensary hire off-duty police officers from Jobs for Blue? There's a lot of information that hasn't been reported, and I know we get a lot of information from all different sources. That's one of the things I'm always curious when we hear about Regal. That was an issue in my ward. This is in my ward. I get a lot of complaints from my constituents regarding not feeling safe in the area, things that happen, not just on weekends. But, if 150, 200 people are showing up and there's videos online and so forth, the police department, yes, they have a major role. They are responsible for the public safety, but also all of our businesses are responsible for the safety of their customers, for their employees and so forth. And I know one thing with the entertainment district is there was a lot of discussion we had on council regarding security and what was adequate and what would be provided. And even the idea of hiring Trenton police officers for that off-duty. So I'm just curious, what is that part of this equation?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Council President, thank you so much. I wanted this to just be to this particular incident. If council had any questions or concerns, they wanted to talk to this specific incident, whereas that is significant at this time. I wasn't wishing for anything else to be addressed other than what I asked Director Wilson to address to us today. Thank you so much.
Council President.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you. So I think my concern comes in, and thank you, Director Wilson, for speaking. Thank you, Councilwoman, for the dialogue. Thank you, Council President, for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So the night before the shooting happened this time, Mr. Fortune went live on Facebook and he was showing the street and he was saying, look, there's these people that are out here. It's a ton of people that are out here. And then he showed the inside of his restaurant and he said, they're not inside my establishment. They're out here on the street. So I looked and was just taking it in. I don't know if police were around or not because I wasn't out on the street. But from what I saw from the video, all I saw were the people. I don't know also if Mr. Fortune called the police and said there are all these people out here, or did he resort to just going live? There's a difference with that, right? Everybody, while we all, even myself, sometimes like to think that we're a little bit internet famous, the reality is that there is protocol when we need assistance for things. So I don't know if the police were called by Mr. Fortune to say that there are 300 people out here, I need assistance, or not. So that was the night before. And then it was the night that the shooting did happen, and there were people that were there again, right? And so then the shooting took place. And I'm not a law enforcement professional or anything like that. But I am concerned because if I had seen the number of people there the night before, then I would wonder why that wouldn't have been an area to be looked at the next night. And I don't know if it was, and I don't know if it wasn't. I'm just saying these are just concerns or thoughts that I have. We have to do better. But I believe that part of that too falls on the administration and pushing the governor in the state a little bit harder for what we need as a capital city when it comes to funding. And I know people get nervous and they say, you know, we need this money, we need this money. Yeah, we do. We need the money. And it's evident why we need more funding, we need help so that we can supply more police or whatever else it is that we need. It just concerns me, like I said, the night before there was a whole group of people out there. I didn't see a cop on the video. The next night, there was another whole group of people out there. I don't know if the police were out there or not. This tragedy happened. I ride by Cadwalder Park on the weekends and I see they have the games and stuff up in the park. And there's a whole lot of people that's there too. And when I've gone by and rode up in the area, I don't see any presence there either on a frequent basis. They may go through or not. I don't know what they do, but I know when I've been there and there's been a whole lot of people present, I'm not sure if we have enough people patrolling through there during those times as well. And it just concerns me because anything could happen at any time, any place. Mr. Fortune is in the entertainment district. I too agree that the entertainment district shouldn't even be up in this way. We wasn't here for when that call was made. We didn't have anything to do with that. I don't think that this is an adequate place for the entertainment district to be. We all discussed that as well and said that that was a zoning thing and that people were supposed to have conversations and look to see about making that happen. I don't know where that is with that, but I do know that I don't think that that should be. But because it is the entertainment district at this time, and he is allowed to be open to a certain point of time, then I question, isn't it the city's responsibility to provide what's needed to keep the area safe? Because he's allowed by the city to be open at that time. And now because this has happened, instead of readdressing that issue of how do we do that, we do another executive order that says, well, then just close at 10. I would just like to see a little bit more done on looking to fix these problems. I just feel like we're just going in circles over and over and over again. And in some cases, I mean, I understand, but in some cases, I don't think some of these reactions are fair. I just don't. And I think that the administration needs to do better. To answer Mr. Fortune's question, I read your emails. I do. I ain't responding. Y'all got litigation and stuff going on. That is what it is. I read everything that comes before me to see exactly what's going on. I'm very aware of the different things that are happening. And just because we don't come out screaming and hollering out in the public and say this is this and this is that, does not mean that we're not asking the administration the questions or having the conversations that need to be had. But y'all got some funky stuff going on right now, and we cannot be in the middle of that until that has been resolved. So that is all I wanted to say. I do thank you for asking the mayor to be present here tonight. I would have liked to have heard from him directly about his executive order and everything. Again, Director Wilson, thank you for taking time to come in and address the council. I just think that we need to relook at whatever we're relooking at regarding this zoning situation, regarding these entertainment districts. And as we move ahead and look to make decisions about matters such as this, we should be doing things proactively and not reactively. Summertime is not even over yet. I don't even know what's going to happen, this weekend or the next. But people should be meeting to figure that out and have a plan in place that's able to address what's going on, and to have people in place that are going to be able to help continue to do the great work of keeping the crime rate down, but still being fair to the people that are doing business in this city, especially when the city set it up that way for them to be active and open. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Council
I
President?
understand. Excuse me, hold on. Councilman Harrison, you have some words, and then Councilman Gonzalez. I'd like to keep this light, guys. We still have civic comment after this. This was designed just to speak to this particular incident at this time while Director Wilson was at the podium. Thank you. Councilman Harrison.
My concern is here, Director Wilson said last year, there was 2 situations where the police were here and there were shootings. So we need to start holding people accountable. If a fight or whatever is breaking out at Cooper Crossing and wherever it ends up in the city, we need to start holding people accountable for what they do. That's the community. The community needs to come forward, because you're right, we don't need to lose any lives in this city. And at the end of the day, if the police are right here and somebody's standing over there and they don't have no fear and they're shooting at other people, that is really sad for everybody in the community, because you could be the next victim. So you're right. At the end of the day, we want this city to be safe, but at the end of the day, you have to hold people accountable. Hold the shooter accountable. If the police were at Cooper's Crossing and they went from there and they came over here, well, you're right. There's hot spots all over the city. There's not just one hot spot. If you from the city, we could all probably name the hot spots. And that's the sad part. The community needs to keep coming out forward that we can address these hot spots so that we don't have more shootings. We're losing young people's lives to these streets. It should be heartbreaking. This is another young person who lost their life. For what? Right? For what? Another person lost his life. So to blame this on anybody, we need to start looking at these hotspots and people in the community that live by these hotspots. We need to make sure that if there are people out there causing chaos, we need to make sure that there are more people that realize that we need to get them out of the community, because there could be another young man or young female or somebody's grandmother, or anything could happen. Somebody could lose their life, or they could, anything could happen bad. So at the end of the day, you're right. The community has got to keep coming together, that we got to identify not just one, but all these hotspots. So thank you for, like you said, I know the community is really passionate about this, but at the end of the day, you're right. We're losing more young people, and that's heartbreaking.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yeah, so one, prayers out to the family of the young man whose life was lost. That's number one. Two, I wanted to say I do agree with Councilman Edwards and Feliciano. My question was going to be to the director. Just I know we had shared services last summer, and I was just wondering, was it just for the one summer? Did we look into getting that for every summer, or for this summer too? Just to see if we can continue that partnership with them also.
Councilwoman, is that shared services with the prosecutor's office or?
I believe it was the prosecutors or the sheriffs. I can't remember, but I know we did have extra police officers for the summertime last summer. So I was just curious to see, did we not, is it not extended for this summer? That's all I wanted to know.
Councilwoman, the director is seated, but he is not in his head in affirmation that yes, that is the case.
So we do have them.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. At this time, Mr. Garcia, I'd like to proceed with civic comment.
Certainly, Madam President, you can start with any individual you wish.
Sorry, Director Wilson, thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, Councilwoman Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. I first want to express my condolences for the passing of the young man that we just lost over the weekend due to senseless gun violence. My heartfelt condolences to his family, his friends, and everyone that knew him, and my deepest sympathies for those that were out there that had to witness this tragedy. And thank you to the young lady that I heard had administered CPR on the young man. This past weekend, another life was lost in downtown, just steps from City Hall in the heart of our entertainment district. I echo the sentiments of Councilwoman Feliciano and repeat what I said over the weekend, that I just don't understand why the entertainment district extends down this far in the business area around government buildings. It just doesn't make sense. The administration can appeal to the zoning board to decrease this, to pull it back if they wanted to. Yes, council can pass a resolution of support, but if this administration's priorities was for the safety of the public, then the mayor would have done so. So I want to be clear. The people are responsible for these shootings. There's individuals that choose to pick up a gun and commit these crimes. They must be arrested, prosecuted, and held fully accountable. Yes, but government also has the responsibility. The mayor is the chief executive of this city. He is responsible for the overall administration of our government, including ensuring that our police department has the leadership, staffing, and resources necessary to protect our residents. For nearly 8 years, this administration has had the opportunity to strengthen public safety. Yet today, we have fewer officers assigned to patrol when this administration began, at a time when our residents are asking, begging even, for more visible policing. And we have gone in the opposite direction. Yes, I acknowledge efforts were made. However, we have not seen the fruits of that labor in visibility in our entertainment districts or around the city, where residents can clearly see no police. That should concern every one of us. An entertainment district is meant to attract people, businesses, restaurants, and investment. When government encourages residents and visitors to gather downtown, especially during evening hours, it also has a responsibility to make sure those public spaces remain safe. I'm not asking the administration to publicly disclose patrol plans or deployment strategies. Doing so, we know, will compromise officer safety and public safety. Those operational details belong within the police department. What I'm asking for is leadership. I'm asking for an administration that recognizes the need to adequately staff our patrol division, to proactively deter crime, and to make public safety the priority it deserves to be. Prevention is always better than reaction. Residents should not have to wait for another shooting before government acts. Businesses should not have to wonder whether another violent incident will drive customers away. And families should not have to question whether it's safe to attend an event downtown or whether their child will make it home alive. This administration has issued executive orders in response to violence. It has recognized that there are public safety concerns in our entertainment district, but executive orders alone do not stop crime. What stops crime is consistent leadership, visible policing, strong investigations, and community partnerships. And a police department that has enough patrol officers to respond quickly and deter criminal activity before violence escalates. Every tragedy should cause us to ask not only who committed the crime, but whether there was more the government could have done to prevent it. After nearly 8 years, residents deserve measurable progress. They deserve to see a stronger patrol division, safer neighborhoods in a city where people can enjoy downtown without fearing for their lives. We owe that to every resident, every business, every owner, every visitor, and every family that lost someone to violence. Thank you, and have a good night, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Feliciano.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for staying. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your involvement in the process. It's been a long day. I don't really have too much more to say. I think I've said everything that I've had to say. Believe it or not, I'm just looking for us to do better. I'm just looking for more. My prayers go out to the family. Once again, I said it when the tragedy first happened. You know, I have a daughter here in the town, and I educate. I'm around thousands of children in the school district. I consider them to be my kids as well. I want everybody to be safe. I want us all to be safe. I want us all to feel safe. I want everybody to do their due diligence, and we say it time and time again, if you know the people that are committing the crime, step up and say something, right? Say something. Help the police and the prosecutor and everybody, figure out what's going on. Yeah, I agree with that part, but I also agree that we need the administration to push just a little bit harder to get the resources that we need to help us. Trenton is unique. We know this. The state occupies a lot of properties here. They don't pay the full tax value on stuff. We have to go back for transitional aid just so we can survive. It's almost like it's just set up by design that we will just never get out of this hole that we're in. And the more we move forward, the more restrictions are put upon us that we're trying to deal with our city the best way that we know how to deal with Trenton. We're not Princeton, we're not Lawrence, we're not Ewing, we're not Camden, right? We're Trenton. We're the capital city, and we struggle. We struggle for a hospital. We struggle for work opportunities, for programming. We struggle on so many different levels, and it just seems like the struggle just continues throughout all of the administrations. It's by design. Nobody has come forward yet and has been able to say that they have the quick fix to help Trenton get up out this ditch that we continuously fall deeper into. No one. We try our damnedest up here. We do our due diligence. We work with the administration. We try to figure out solutions that will help everybody. Seems like even the more that we say yes to this, or yes, we want to fund this, or yes to that, it seems like it sets us further and further back. It's just never enough. The potholes are still messed up in the streets. People are still getting shot. Buildings are still up that could be torn down. We're trying to sell as many properties as we can and do it fair and do it right. And we want to see economic development, and we want businesses and stuff to come in, and we want all of this stuff to happen. The mayor and his administration, they try. I believe that this is, I've said this from the onset when I got in the first time. Yeah, I feel like some of this is just by design. We need better relationships and partnership with the state. We need somebody that can get to Governor Mikey Sherrill and have that real conversation about what Trenton really needs. She walked through the streets. She saw when Shanique Taliaferro had her come and walk throughout Walnut and see what was going on. That walk needs to continue beyond the campaign season. She needs to be walking right now. She needs to see us for what it is that's going on. But then we need administration that's going to fight for us. I remember one time when I had a conversation and I was, joking around with Director Douglas, and he said, "Who going to fight for Trenton?" You're right. Who going to fight for Trenton? We fighting. But we need the administration to fight also and allow the council to back you up in the fight and not just fall back because we need a couple of dollars. We do need a couple of dollars, but we ain't got to play punk to get it. We have to do better. I'm in it for the fight. I hope y'all are too. Have a good night.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you, Council President. So there's so much that's going on. I just want to acknowledge those who came up to speak. Know that we heard each and every one of you that did come up, from Mr. Shore to Harry. We do hear, and it's so much that's going on right now. Everybody is in a different frame of mind. Lou, the same thing with you, Mr. Fortune. We hear you. And my response to you, Ms. Ed, is that yes, I read every one of your emails. Anything that comes to my email, I absolutely open, but I also know that there are things that I can't touch until a proper and thorough investigation has been done. So know that it is not falling on deaf ears. Before I get into everything else, I do want to just say that the city is on an upbeat right now. We're having a name. We want you to name Trenton's next community destination, and they are giving you a chance to win $5,000. And you can go to www.thirdbattle.org. www.thirdbattle.org. And there's also a QR code, so that's a good thing, a really fun thing. I also want to shout out to our Director Douglas, the Trenton Fire Department, our Capital City's Bravest. They want you to apply. The applications have been open July 15th, and they go through August 15th. So please apply if you would like to be our fire department. I want to say congratulations to our Police Director Wilson for the graduating of students and of our cadets, as well as Director Douglas, as well, who I've missed, but I'm sorry that I could not be there. I also wanted to address this ADA issue, because that's what this is. I was a chair for the ADA for several years. This is a major hazard, and I thought, and I need to go back and review it, and I'd like to have this, Mr. Garcia, if you could let me know. I thought that the city had in place where whenever new buildings, new construction was being done, that they had to automatically take the ADA compliance into effect. This seems like it is one path from one end of a street straight into a parking lot area with no immediate inlet for anyone in a wheelchair, with a cane, anyone who's differently abled, to be able to access this safely. And we ought to be about safety first. So anybody who's doing construction in our city ought to be taking our citizens who are differently abled into account at the top, not at the bottom of their building and their construction. So we need to look into that, and this is something that I will definitely be continuing to look into. We should not have this issue, and you should not be challenged like that. I also want to say that the Department of Health and Human Services, they are asking for some of our residents, our seniors, if you one of your house is in need of rehabilitation, they have a declaration of interest in the rehabilitation program. I have several of their forms here. I will leave them here, or you can contact our Department of Health Department. Ask for Ms. Ruth Carter. She would love to see you come out, and there are funds that are available for this, so please look into that. I want to send my condolences to the family for the young man that was lost, his life that was just snuffed out. I am very sorry for that. The idea of it just breaks my heart. But I also want to say that this incident does not define the city of Trenton. We have been doing better. We are doing better. Crime is way down in our community. This incident, I wish that we did not even have to have this conversation about this. We can do better. Can we do better? We absolutely can. And I hope that we can continue to have the numbers go down as they have been doing. And I just like I like for all the truths to be. I listen to the stats every single month when they come into our West Ward CPAC meeting, and I am proud of what our police department is doing, how the numbers are going down. But is there room for better? Absolutely, every single time. And I also believe that the city's set up to fail. There are powers that should be helping us and giving us more, but I'll talk about that. I want to read a portion of a mission statement, which is recognizing that the people of Trenton have made us guardians of the public trust. We are committed to govern with integrity and fiscal responsibility, to seek excellence in the city's operations, and to serve all the city's people with respect and compassion. Thank everyone for coming out and get in safely.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Gonzalez does not wish to provide comment this evening. Councilman Harrison.
I would like to first start off to let everybody know that the Trenton Police Department is accredited now. Their homicide rate is way down, and I wish you're right. I wish we didn't have any homicides in the city. So I'm glad, and hopefully the people in the community can get the information so we can actually get the shooter. And you're right. Violence is never good in the community, especially when we're losing young men and women. Mr. Beach, could you come up and speak about, remember the St. Francis and Trinity? Could you just give a little update or any kind of what's going on for any idea with Trinity and St. Francis?
We have been having ongoing discussions with the Trinity folks, and it's at the point where we're getting the lawyers involved to try to paper it. You know, a deal's not done until it's done, so, you know, fingers crossed. We're also looking at some of the environmental issues, so we have our environmental council involved as well. And that's kind of about all where we're at right now.
Okay. Also, I'd like to thank the fire department, the police department, Anthony Santora's staff. There was a tractor trailer on Greenwood in Olden, took out the traffic light, and the firefighters helped with the traffic, and so did the police officers, and Santora's staff was out there working diligently, trying to repair it, even though it got ripped out. The whole base got destroyed. They were out there probably, I think it was close to around 10 p.m. So they were out there working hard, and so thank you to the fire, the police, Santora's great staff. Thank you for all out there looking out there for the community. Because if anybody knows Greenwood and Olden, the traffic there, it's with the tractor trailers, and it was happened right in the afternoon. So grateful that they got out there to alleviate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Council Vice President Williams.
Thank you, Council President. First, I just want to offer prayers and thought to the family of Jameer Miller, who was murdered. And as we all do that, please, if anyone knows somebody who might be watching this on YouTube as it goes up soon, if you know what happened, if you know who the shooter is, please bring that information forth. It's important to get the shooter off the streets, but it's also important to help begin to bring closure for the family. With that, I just have some announcements. This coming August 19th, Wednesday, is the North Ward Citizens Police Advisory Council meeting. Please come and attend. Obviously, issues like what happened this weekend are incredibly important. One murder is too many murders. And crime issues are things that we need to discuss with our police department. They need to know what's going on in our neighborhoods. And we have too many residents that I don't want to say are fearful, but they definitely might be reticent to talk to someone on a telephone, but perhaps a in-person conversation might be better, or comfort amongst other residents. There are some folks in the audience tonight who've been to our CPAC meetings, and I think they could attest to the effectiveness of our meetings as well as the other community meetings my colleagues have. And our meeting will be, again, on the 19th, 5:30 to 7:15. Will be a little extra that night because our special guest will be the Environmental Protection Agency, who are coming to speak about the work they're doing in East Trenton neighborhood regarding lead remediation, as well as Trenton Waterworks. We're going to have a discussion of what's happening with the lead line service program and what the latest updates are on that, and how citizens can interact with the waterworks, particularly on follow-ups with getting asphalt removed to be turned back into sidewalk, concrete sidewalk after the project's complete. I just want to issue a congratulations and a thank you to everyone involved, National Night Out Administration, Council, Police Department, Fire Department, all our emergency services. Wonderful job. I saw pictures from the great event, Cowwater Park, as well as the events I attended in the North Ward at Samaritan Baptist Church on MLK, Kirkbride Avenue, and Ray Street. It was extremely positive, great time, and really good to have community come together. I also want to congratulate the Puerto Rican Friends and Community Organization for the wonderful Puerto Rican Festival this past Sunday, Mill Hill Park. Luckily, there was great weather. It was a lot of fun, and just congratulations on yet another good festival. Also, the Jamaican Organization of New Jersey, Mercer County chapter, had its flag raising ceremony for Jamaica's 64th anniversary of their independence. That was at Cowwater Park, a very nice celebration, and they were able to draw the Consulate General for Jamaica from Philadelphia to attend the event. Additionally, coming up, these are very positive things. On Sunday, August 15th, the 10th annual Trenton Househead Music Festival will happen from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Mill Hill Park. If you've never been to it, it is one of the best events this city has. If you've been there in the past, you could tell others how wonderful it is. You know how wonderful it is. It's a packed day in Mill Hill Park. Very safe, very fun, great food, great music, great dancing. So please come and attend on the 15th. Finally, I just want to close this. Hopefully, folks have noticed as they come across the river on Route 1 North, if you see to your right, for many, many decades, I can't remember the last time I did not see graffiti along the wall running from the Delaware River, where Amtrak has those train lines, towards the Center Street overpass. I just want to thank Amtrak for working with Dan Benson, our county executive, his office, Mercer County, as well as the Delaware River Joint Toll Bridge Commission, to getting that wall painted a gray color, painted all over the graffiti. It looks a lot better. It looks like, what we don't want to see in Trenton. It's a nice thoroughfare. People have an image, they come in. It's something hopefully we've been able to do in other places, particularly on Route 1, to get rid of graffiti that's not art. There's definitely graffiti that is art in the city and some beautiful murals. But this is an example of positive partnership. And again, thank you to County Executive Dan Benson's office, Amtrak, Delaware River Joint Toll Bridge Commission, and everyone else involved. Have a great night and a great weekend.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Good evening, everybody. So to the gentleman who presented about St. Francis, thank you for that. I love all the ideas that you presented. I personally would like to see any number of those things to bring in revenue for the city, but I'd also like to see another hospital, whether they're on another campus, because we are inundated by only having one hospital in the city of Trenton, as well as the Hopewell campus. So I would like to see any of those things, but thank you for being innovative and thinking outside the box as we're trying to expand. Mr. Shore, thank you for your presentation as well. I think it's a great idea. I would like to see some current projections. The projections you presented were from 2012, pretty much outdated. So I would like to see something where you have some more current projections for us And then maybe that could become a presentation or something of sorts, okay? Thank you so much, though, again, for thinking to help build up our riverfront, because that is something that, I had spoken about years ago. And, I'm excited that we're moving in that direction. To all the directors, thank you all for all your hard work. I mean, I know our issues in Trenton are never ending. One thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. It is thankless work. I understand that. And that's what civil service is, unfortunately. But I do appreciate you all taking your job seriously and just trying to get ahead of decades and decades and decades of just turmoil. Unfortunately, another senseless death in the community. Like, I just want to know, like, when the day will come when, we won't need to be policed as criminals. Police presence should serve as a deterrence, yet today is perceived as a threat with lack of respect due to taught and learned culture of a few. And it's a shame. We really can't get ahead of ourselves in that manner because there's just so many elements. And for the city of Trenton, whether it's lack of police, whether it's lack of respect, whether it's lack of decorum, it's just unfortunate. So we just can't get out of our own way. And, I look forward to the day where we can go and we can be in a crowd of people and just enjoy ourselves and not worry about, are there going to be stray shots fired or someone going to get hurt? We've lost way too many children and women and mothers and fathers and young men. And again, another senseless death of a young man that was just coming out to enjoy himself. And it's a sad day for the city of Trenton. It's a sad day for our nation that can just happen anywhere. And everybody has responses. Everybody has, what can we do better? What can we do differently? But it's very clear that to this day in 2026, we still have not found a clear solution to the problem. So that being said, I want to thank you all for coming out this evening. You guys have been great, a lot of input. Thank you, my council colleagues. Thank you again, Police Director, for standing up and giving us some information. And, hopefully we come to a resolution soon. So, Mr. Garcia, at that, I would like to make a motion to move into executive session.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
I believe, is Councilwoman Gonzalez with us? I'll move on to Councilman Harrison.
Yes.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Council President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Garcia, I understand we are expecting to come out of executive session with a vote.
We do expect to have a vote on one matter this evening, as I understand it.
Thank you.